Daniel Dubois ready to face Anthony Joshua for IBF heavyweight belt. Deontay Wilder may have already retired from boxing after his last fight. The night of June 1, 2024 marks a potential end to Wilder's boxing career. Before the fight, Wilder openly discussed retirement in his press conference.
And come the night of the fight, we'll see if I got it or not. This fight, I'm holding it as my last stance, my last chance, you know, and that's what I'm taking it accordingly as, you know, and I'm just ready to do what I'm known to do. You understand, to be the Wilder.
Lennox Lewis, a former heavyweight champion, believes Deontay Wilder should now retire from boxing. He tweeted, "The Bronze Bomber told us before the fight that he would retire if he didn't win. I think that's a wise decision. He's more than carved out a life in which he can take care of his daughter, so before he suffers any more damage, it's best to leave the game with our facilities intact because there's a lot more life to live after boxing." According to Lewis, this decision would be wise because Wilder has already achieved significant success in his career and has the means to take care of his family, particularly his daughter. Lewis emphasized the importance of leaving the sport before sustaining further damage to one's health, as there is much more to life beyond boxing. Teddy Atlas, an American boxing trainer and fight commentator, shared his perspective on Deontay Wilder's potential retirement. He said, "Probably retires, but look, that's up to him. But he's been pretty honest about it. He said it on the stage the other night, you know, when he said, 'Look, I'm very if I don't win this fight. Obviously, retirement has to be a very serious thought.'" Atlas also noted Wilder's recent remarks on stage, in which the former champion expressed the seriousness of his retirement should he not emerge victorious. Matchroom Boxing chairman Eddie Hearn reflected on the career of a former world champion in the heavyweight division. Eddie said in an interview after the fight, "Well, he was a world champion, you know. He had a lot of defenses. He lit up the heavyweight division, you know? Didn't have many wins against elite guys, but had some good wins and he was exciting. Had some great fights with Tyson Fury, so he'll be remembered. But, you know, we'll see what's next for him. It's over to him." Hearn acknowledged the boxer's legacy, particularly highlighting memorable fights against Tyson Fury. However, he left the decision about the boxer's future career path up to the individual. Boxing pros have reacted to Deontay Wilder's emotional retirement after being defeated by Zhilei Zhang. Both fighters, reeling from recent losses to Joseph Parker, faced a pivotal moment where their legacies hung in the balance.
This left side, you can feel the energy that we're not playing no games. We come to win and we come to knock them out. This 5-on-5, we're going on a 5-man sweep. And I'm looking forward to Saturday night.
Despite Wilder's pre-fight vigor, Zhilei Zhang emerged victorious in their showdown. As the boxing world processes these insights, let's turn to the momentous announcement regarding Deontay Wilder's future in the ring. Before stepping into the ring for what could be his final bout, Deontay Wilder shared his reviews on the stakes of the fight in an interview. He acknowledged that this match could mark the end of his illustrious career, expressing a sense of finality and farewell should he suffer defeat. However, he also hinted at the potential for victory to propel him towards more remarkable achievements. He said, "This could be the end of the career. This could be the final goodbye. The farewell to Deontay Wilder if I lose. If I win, I prevail, of course. I go on to better things." With these words echoing, it's evident that Deontay Wilder has now bid farewell to the boxing world, marking the end of an era in his illustrious career. Amidst the shifting landscape of heavyweight boxing, Daniel Dubois emerges as a formidable contender, eyeing the IBF heavyweight belt.
This is a very proud moment for you.
Who's going to be on Saturday? We haven't finished the work yet. I'm ready to go.
I've just spoke to him. He said when he looked into your eyes, he saw a big baby.
Him. I'm ready to go.
Good for you, Matt. And he said he's going to take you to school, then knock you out. What's your response?
I'm going to knock him out on Saturday.
Brilliant. And why should people tune in?
This is an amazing show. Tune in. Ready for.
After Daniel Dubois' recent victory in the interim heavyweight fight after defeating Filip Hrgovic, he's primed and eager for the next challenge, eyeing a potential showdown for the coveted IBF heavyweight belt.
Can't explain it, but I'm glad we got through tonight. That was a war tonight.
Was there any point in the fight when you felt like, you know what, I know I've got this in hand, tonight's my night?
After the round before the last, yeah, I was wearing him down, but it was a great war. He's an animal in there, and the full respect to him, he's a top fighter.
Hrgovic.
Daniel Dubois clearly stated in his post-fight interview, "I'm glad I got this IBF belt and I'm on to the next." Daniel had been expected to face the Deontay Wilder at the event, Saudi Arabian boxing chief Turki Al Sheikh indicated a desire to make that bout over the weekend, but things changed suddenly when Zhilei Zhang knocked out the American fighter in the main event on Saturday. Because of this, Daniel Dubois might fight Anthony Joshua later this year, according to his promoter Frank Warren. Frank Warren confirmed to TalkSport on Monday that a Joshua versus Dubois fight is in the works. He said, Daniel Dubois proved all his doubters wrong and won the IBF interim belt. Frank Warren also confirmed the next boxer Daniel is going to fight. He revealed in the same interview, he hopefully will be fighting AJ in the autumn. We're working on that. He did well. After that, in a post-fight interview, with a grin, Daniel Dubois also declared, I've heard the next opponent will be AJ, so bring it on.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
Daniel Dubois is getting ready for a big fight against Anthony Joshua. People are really excited about it. Dubois is known for being strong and determined when he fights. Everyone is talking about this match because it's going to be a huge deal in boxing. As the fight gets closer, everyone is watching to see how Dubois will do against Joshua. Frank Warren, the founder of Queensberry Promotions, who promoted Daniel Dubois, gave an interview after this winning fight for Queensberry among Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic. He was extremely happy on winning another title for his team and stated his emotions in a post-fight interview. Warren said, I know what he's capable of doing, and one thing is, he's a good finisher. You know he's lucky the bell went at the end the round before because I think it would have been all over. The bell saved Filip, but having said that, he's done what he's had to do. Frank Warren, a boxing promoter, reflected on a recent fight involving a boxer named Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic. Warren is discussing Daniel Dubois' performance and potential future matchups. Warren shifts the conversation towards Daniel Dubois' future prospects and upcoming challenges. He said, he's 26 years old, he's still a young heavyweight, you know, he's still maturing, and now he's going to have his mandatory for the full title. So that's going to be interesting once we see what they do to the IBF in 30 days' time. And there's a possibility that he could be in with AJ at Wembley. We will see what happens by the end of the evening. But this is brilliant. I'm delighted my guys have all performed up to us yet. We got a big bang on yet next, so we'll see where we go. He further praised the Daniel Dubois' current win and considered it a brilliant win for him. He said, he's won that interim belt, which is brilliant for him. After his surprising victory over Filip Hrgovic by an 8th-round technical knockout to win the IBF Interim Heavyweight Championship on Saturday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Britain's Daniel Dubois has set his sights on his next opponent, fellow Brit Anthony Joshua. Following his win, Dubois spoke to Seconds Out and expressed his desire to face Joshua in what could become the International Boxing Federation heavyweight title fight. Dubois told Seconds Out, that's the next step. I don't have words to explain how I feel, but I'm glad I was able to get through it. It was a war. You guys will see. I'm ready to beat Joshua. He further spoke about his upcoming fight.
IBF now, I mean, who would you want ideally?
I've heard AJ's next down the line. I've heard that was promised to the winner. So we're gonna wait and see. But I want him next or someone else.
Speaking to Seconds Out about the potential matchup between Dubois and Joshua, famed boxing trainer turned pundit Teddy Atlas says you have to favor AJ to get the win. He said Joshua became happier. He became better, and you saw it in his performances. And Ben Davison was part of that, helping AJ find himself. And he's in a really good place right now. You have to favor him. You have to, from the lens I look at, you have to favor him going into this fight, and there is one thing Dubois will have to get better at continually: defense, his heart, his perseverance, his mentality, his endurance, his conditioning. All of it got him through those first few rounds against Hrgovic, but he got hit with a lot of clean right hands. You're not going to want to get hit with those against Joshua. Joshua was ringside in Saudi Arabia to get a close look, since a win against his countryman could now see him become a 3-time heavyweight champion, because Joshua was in eyes to fight against the winner that night. Even Filip Hrgovic was willing to fight Anthony Joshua if he won that night. Filip Hrgovic said that he hopes to face Anthony Joshua next at Wembley Stadium if he won his clash against Daniel Dubois for the interim IBF heavyweight title in Riyadh. Filip Hrgovic gave an interview to Seconds Out before his fight. When asked about him potentially fighting Anthony Joshua next if he's victorious tonight against Daniel Dubois in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, he said, with Joshua, everyone says it's next if I win this fight, but we'll see. You never know in boxing. As another possibility, promoter Eddie Hearn mentioned Joshua possibly fighting Deontay Wilder next if he looked good in his main event fight against Zhilei Zhang. That was the other possibility for Joshua that he'll need to decide on. It might come down to the IBF, but now it is clear as Deontay has lost his match, and Filip also got beaten by Daniel Dubois. So now the expected match will be between AJ and Daniel Dubois. Now let's see what does he thinks about this expected bout. The new champion Daniel Dubois opened up about his potential fight with Joshua and vowed to demolish him in order to become heavyweight champion. He stated in his interview, "That's what I've been hearing, that Joshua could be next. So let's see. Being world champion is a dream. From challenging for the world title to getting the chance to win the damn thing outright, that's what I want. I'll demolish Joshua. I'll get even better from here." He is constantly learning and improving himself and seems more confident after winning his previous bout. But on the other hand, Joshua also expressed his views for his expected fight against Daniel. Asked about the prospect of facing Dubois, Joshua stated, "I've got to pick them off one by one. It's not going to be easy, but that's my mentality. So come one, come all." Dubois has been in tougher fights, so he becomes hardened. He has worked his way up the ladder. We'll see what happens in the near future. Wembley, O2, York Hall. Wherever they put me, I'm happy to fight. Any venue, I'll turn up and do my job. Joshua praised and shown respect for interim heavyweight champion, but also stated his confidence on himself to win this bout at any venue, wherever they put him. So now let's see what experts think about the upcoming bout between AJ and Daniel Dubois. Gareth A. Davies, the Telegraph's boxing correspondent, as well as a magazine columnist, shared his thoughts about this upcoming fight after the brilliant victory of Dubois. Gareth A., he said, "I think he thoroughly deserves a fight with Anthony Joshua in September if they think they can make it happen. And he's dangerous as well. He's dangerous." Davies expresses confidence in Daniel Dubois' readiness for a showdown with Anthony Joshua, highlighting his dangerous potential in the ring. He further stated, "Dubois, for me, marches on. There's so many good things about him. He'll be a danger for Joshua, but that's a wow. It's a thriller, and it's worthy of a main event with 110,000 people at Wembley and a stacked undercard." And as His Excellency said, "I want to break all the records at Wembley." They're into breaking records. Good on them. Davies emphasized Dubois' strengths and potential as a dangerous opponent for Joshua. He also expressed excitement about the prospect of such a high-profile matchup, envisioning it as a thrilling event worthy of headlining at Wembley Stadium with a massive crowd and a stacked undercard. Dev Sani, a prominent figure in the boxing community, weighs in with his thoughts on what such a bout would mean for both fighters. "It should be massive if that happens. If it's Joshua versus Dub, that's a brilliant fight. It's two heavy-handed Brits punching holes in each other who have done plenty of round sparring before as well. And you know, when Daniel Dubois turned over, there was that fanfare. There were rumors and the story that came with it. All this will be his chance to be like, well, this is Anthony Joshua's chance to say no. You're just some kid. Don't be saying any of this stuff." So I'd love to see that fight. Would absolutely love it. But who knows? As the conversation continues, excitement builds for the possibility of this epic showdown. With fans eagerly awaiting news, the outcome of negotiations remains uncertain. As the discussion wraps up, the anticipation for the potential clash between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois lingers in the air. With hopes high and speculation rampant, boxing enthusiasts eagerly await further developments in this captivating storyline. As we eagerly await news about the big fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, we want to hear what you think. Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Let's all be part of this exciting journey in the world of boxing together.